My name is Philip Beard. I'm the author of the novel Dear Zoe, which is now a major motion picture starring Sadie Sink of Stranger Things, which is opening next week. So I'm here at Fox Chapel High School, my alma mater. I graduated from here in 1981 to talk about the book. The genesis of the book really was my stepdaughter, Callie, who occupied this fertile ground in a blended family where she was spending part of her time with us and part of her time with her dad. And there were some events in our community where young children died in very bizarre accidents. And as a young father, I started to be afraid every time my girls left the house. Yes, so it was a very long journey, start to finish. I started writing the novel actually shortly before 9/11. There's a 9/11 element to the story. The accident with the child in the novel occurs on 9/11, but in Pittsburgh as opposed to Washington or New York City. And so the novel is sort of about the way smaller tragedies and other events of that day got swallowed in a larger tragedy. I actually started writing it before 9/11, and then 9/11 happened. I sort of got writer's block, thinking, how do you write about this small tragedy in the midst of this huge tragedy? That's when I sort of realized that's how my narrator, that's how Tess would feel. She would feel as if her tragedy had been somehow silenced. I then had to work very hard to keep 9/11 in the background of the novel. And then I finished it about a year later, right around 9/11 of 2002. New York saw it as a 9/11 novel, and they weren't ready for it yet. It was rejected by 28 publishers. I spent a long time very depressed about that, and then decided I was going to self-publish it. Was headed down that road, and I spent 6 months treating that as my full-time job. And I went to a local bookstore where I was very friendly with the bookstore owner, John Toll. He used to do a lot of events here at the high school. And I said, well, it's been rejected by 28 publishers. I don't really know what else to do. And he said, leave the manuscript with me. And he handed it to his Penguin sales rep a couple weeks later, and he was sort of an up-and-coming guy, and he handed it to the president of Viking Penguin, and she loved it. And that was it. It was like a lightning bolt after 4 years of waiting. Because I started it in '01, it was published in 2005.